Welcome to the Discover Montcalm podcast, where we're going to take a look at the communities, the businesses, the attractions, and the people that make up Montcalm County. Here is your podcast host, Dwayne Weed.
Hello, and welcome to the Discover Montcalm podcast. My name's Dwayne. I'm your host and producer. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can go to discovermontcalmpodcast.com. Check out all the episodes. As we travel through this county, we are learning from the people and the businesses and the communities that make up this wonderful county. In this episode, we've got a gem in Trufant, Michigan, the Trufant Flea Market. I took an opportunity to go over there one morning to check it out. I started with Steve, the manager.
Hi, I'm Steve Fisk from the Trufant Flea Market. Been managing the flea market for about 5 years now. The history here has been over 60 years before we took it over. And we tried just to make it a fun place and a wide variety of stuff.
You personally, where did you grow up? Are you from this area?
Yes, I was the local mailman for 40 years here in Trufant. So I've been here my whole life. And it just came as a fluke when I did this. So
tell me that story. How did it happen? I mean, was it over a cup of coffee somewhere, or how did you...
No, wait a minute, are you recording right now?
Yeah, I am.
Well, what it was over a couple beers. And I was talking to the owners, are Paul and Monica Smith, they're local Trufant people. And I said, hey, Mike has been wanting to sell the flea market. You guys ought to buy it and I'll run it for you. And the next morning at 8 o'clock, I get a text that says, we're in. And I'm thinking, what did I do?
Well, and 5 years later, you're still here and it's still
I'm enjoying it, as making it as a fun place as possible.
I've been around this area for a long time and it's my first time here. My wife's been here a lot. Give me kind of a rundown of what can someone find here?
It depending on the time of year, we can, like, at the beginning of April, May, it's general merchandise. After that, we start the flower vendors coming in. A lot of local produce, a lot of great products.
So, I think on your sign it said household goods or what. See, basically, week to week, you could find just about anything from one man's junk to another man's treasure.
Exactly. We have everything that you can think of. We also cleaned out what used to be the local livestock auction barn, and now we have 40 vendors indoors, which is more women things. Mm-hmm. But out on the grounds, you can find clothing to farm equipment. I see we have chickens and roosters here today.
And as I was coming in, somebody had some puppies.
We just setting up 2 places with puppies right now.
So week to week it changes. So, you know, if you didn't catch it one week, come out another week and
you'll find a new vendor that you probably didn't see before.
And on average, about how many vendors are here on any given week, average?
On a normal good Thursday, we can have 200 to 250 vendors.
Not to mention, how many people do you feel come through here on an average?
I would say it's probably 1,000 to plus. So yeah, right now it's a little slow this morning, but it will pick up. It'll be this whole throughway here will be busy.
Well, I can't wait to go around and check out more of what is going on here. How does somebody, do you guys have a Facebook presence, a web presence?
All we have is a Facebook, Trufant Flea Market. And I'm not good at managing that, but my daughter-in-law helps me.
And that's okay. So you can go to Trufant Flea Market on Facebook, and if you
ask any questions, and I do respond quite quickly.
All right. Steve, thank you so much. I'm going to take off and see what this whole thing's all about.
Good. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
I need 2 bunches.
Okay. This one and this one here that was next to it?
How about this one right here?
Okay.
This got less flowers, I think.
All right.
Okay.
Well, my name is Jean Stevens. I'm from Ravenna, Michigan, and I've been coming up here for quite a few years, selling produce.
You told me before we hit the record button that you've been coming here for a few decades.
Yeah, well, really over 40 years, really over 50.
But what is the difference from, because you've been here for so long, let's go back 40, 50 years. What's the difference of what was happening then to what's happening now?
Oh, when I was a little kid, that was a livestock barn and a restaurant. Big auction line there, but big flea market. And to me, it was always known as one of the bigger flea markets in Michigan.
Okay.
And, it's just a very nice town. Very caring and trustworthy, And we do get a lot of tourists from the lakes, because there's a lot of lakes around, as you probably know.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Hello, my name's Ike. I'm at Trufant Flea Market. I build birdhouses for a hobby. I had a whole bunch of them built from last one, and I thought I'd come over and give it a try, and they've done real good. So I've been building new ones and coming back about every week.
And you said you're from the Clifford Lake area.
Yes.
Did you grow up in
I
this
grew
area?
up in Greenville.
Okay.
I was a police officer in the city of Greenville.
Oh, wow.
Retired.
Retired now, huh?
Yep.
So growing up in the county, what is something that you feel is unique about our county that you like?
I like the cities. I think the people are very friendly, no matter where you go, and we got a lot of lakes. I think it's a nice place to live.
How long have you been coming here to the flea market?
Just, I think it was the second week in April. I've been here, and I missed 1 week since that.
Okay.
But mostly, about every week I've been here.
I'm kind of intrigued about when you were in the police department.
Okay.
What years were you there, and what did you start off as an officer?
Okay, I started out as a firefighter. I hired in 1973 as a firefighter. About 10 years after that, the city decided to go public safety, so I went through a police academy in Lansing and became a police officer and a firefighter. And I stayed on the volunteers after I retired until I had 50 years in as a firefighter. So I'm very proud of that.
And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
That is amazing. All the years that you've been in the county, what is some of the changes that have happened that are maybe for the better? That you, from growing up to now, is there anything that kind of goes back in your memory?
The only thing I can think of is Greenville is growing, and I think it's a very good thing. I think it's a very nice place to live. I lived there most of my life. I've been out to Clifford Lake now for 20 years. I've been retired for 23 years. So we bought an old farmhouse and I did it over, and I raised horses for a while, and I got out of that. And this is just a hobby I do, something to do, and I enjoy sitting there watching the people.
Hi, my name is Tracy Demond, and I sell dog bones. And all of my bones are cattle femur bones, which is the safest bone for your dogs. I purchase them and then I cut them myself and I put them in a smoker for a while. And the marrow inside of my bones are really good calcium and protein for your dogs, and people love them.
You're here at the flea market.
Yep.
But you also have a spot in Howard City. Can you tell me about that, please?
I sell also at CNR Bargains in Howard City. I also go to Huck's Corners, and I sell there, and Berlin Fairgrounds, and just kind of travel around and sell my bones to dogs.
In the area, in the Howard City area, for the last 17, 18 years? Mm-hmm. What do you like about this area, and why?
I like the people. I like a small community. Everybody's friendly. I get the nickname of being the bone lady now in town, so it's fun, and I really enjoy the people.
Why should someone discover Montcalm County?
Oh, it's a beautiful county. I love to kayak. I love to fish. There's lots of lakes. There's lots of fishing to be had. It's a beautiful place to live.
One thing that I love about this podcast is as we travel around and we look at these golden nuggets that we have, we also get to know the people. We're going to take a short break right now to thank our sponsors. When we come back, I've interviewed a couple more people about their growing up in Montcalm County. We'll be right back. We'd like to thank our sponsors. West Michigan Technology and Design Solutions is your perfect choice for managed IT, website design, website hosting, and consulting services. WMTDS.com, 616-485-7600. Custom Vinyl Signs and Busy Bee Embroidery and Gifts is your one-stop shop for embroidery, vinyl, screen printing, and engraving needs. Go to cvsdbusybees.com or call 989-261-7446. And DW Video, your film and videotape specialist. They design websites and business videos that tell and share your story. dwvideo.com, 231-250-9624. Now, back to our podcast.
My name is Marty Apsey. I grew up around here since I was 12. Went to Lakeview High School. Been coming to Trufant Flea Market for ever. And the Jubilee is one of the best things around here. It's always coming up in Labor Day weekend. So it's always a good festival up here. And it's just really pleasant living out here. So we love it up here, and good fishing and good company, and it's all been a happy world out here.
You know, small town living, you know, for those of us that like that, that's important to us. In your opinion, why should someone discover Montcalm County?
I think it's kind of neat because of the fact that you are out in a desolate place, you know. It ain't like town, you know. I lived in Grand Rapids for, you know, about 10 years, 11 years. So when you come from Grand Rapids to Trufant, that's quite a change.
Yes.
Very much.
But you stayed.
Actually, I got married and I was on Big Pine Island for 29 years on the lake. And then I went to Wabas's Lake. And then when my mother passed away, I ended up buying her house down here on Muskelinge Lake. So it's been quite a venture, really. So
can you tell me, you know, you said you graduated from Lakeview. What has changed from back when you graduated till now, in your opinion?
Oh man, I would say probably the schooling, big time, because everything's online now. You know, where our schooling, read and write, and you know, you had the cursive and writing, and they don't do that nowadays. Everything's different now, you know.
And cursive is almost a secret language.
Exactly. Yeah, it's almost outdated. So it's been enjoyable, very enjoyable.
So my name is Bruce, and I live in Pearson Township. That's my family home, and I've attended the Trufant Flea Market for years. I used to attend it when they sold animals in the barn, and they used to have a catwalk that you were able to walk up above the animals in view. And the flea market, I've always enjoyed coming here and seeing what kind of treasures that we can find, and enjoy Montcalm County. And again, I call Montcalm County my home.
Being from Pearson Township myself, what is it about the county that you enjoy the best?
A little bit slower pace than, I guess once you cross 22 Mile Road into Kent County, it's a bit of a different world to me. So, I guess that's probably the best thing that I like about it. And, you're into farmland, and, just a bit slower pace of life. But, that is gradually changing with, the growth that's taking place in Pearson Township and the adjacent townships. So, but still, it's home.
If you were going to be a tour guide for a moment, and I gave you this question, how would you respond? Why should someone discover Montcalm County, and why?
Oh, there's just so many things to do in Montcalm County, and again, we're standing at one of them, right here at Trufant Flea Market on Thursday. You've got the central Montcalm race strip over at Stanton. there's just so many lakes and rivers to fish at, and just so many things to do that I would encourage anybody to visit Montcalm County.
And as you said earlier, it's a slower pace.
Exactly.
It's a slower pace.
Yep.
Well, as we wrap up this episode of the Discover Montcalm podcast at the Trufant Flea Market, I want to thank you for listening or watching on YouTube. You can catch us on, as I said, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Look under Discover Montcalm Podcast. You can check us out on iTunes and Google Podcast. Or you can go to discovermontcalmpodcast.com and check out all the episodes. This is episode 50. I can't believe that I've been doing this for almost a year, and the stories are out there. I want to know the people. I want to know the businesses, the communities. I want to know the nonprofits. I just want to learn about Montcalm County and what it has to offer. So be sure to reach out to me at 231-250-9624 or Dwayne, D-U-A-N-E, at dwvideo.com. Thank you for watching or listening, and remember to buy and shop locally.
Connect and subscribe to Discover Montcalm Podcast at discovermontcalmpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Discover Montcalm Podcast. To be featured in an upcoming show, contact Dwayne at 231-250-9624. Remember to subscribe at discovermontcalmpodcast.com.